It's Good Friday, the good week is over, and I'm your good news boy, Benedict Townsend. It's time, as always, for YouTuber news. Let's do it. Thanks, mate. A bunch of YouTubers have been nominated for Daytime Emmy Awards. A plus-size model has called out Logan Paul for using her as a human bicycle. Zoe Sugg has celebrated her birthday in a very cool and very charitable way. And of course, it's the return of Dan Hal Watch. All this, plus I'll steal the credit card details of one lucky viewer on this week's edition of YouTuber News, the video news service from WeTheUnicorns.com, the website that can tell the Dolan twins apart at least 40% of the time. Our first story, a whole bunch of YouTube original shows have been nominated at the 2018 Daytime Emmy Awards. Roman Atwood, Kian Lawley, Colin Firth are all among the nominees, and there's also a little cheeky nomination for Mindfield, which is the show presented by Michael from Vsauce. No wait. No, I said that wrong. What I meant to say was...
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
He's also nominated. So... I'll sit back in the chair. The slate of nominations is great news for YouTube Red, which has always had a bit of a strange, rocky life, and great news for YouTube's CEO, whose name I could pronounce in a previous video, and now I can't remember at all. It's like Susan? Am I saying that right? Susan? Susan, maybe. These crazy names. Best of luck to all the nominees, I hope things go well, and to you guys at the Daytime Emmy Awards, you better give Michael from Vsauce an Emmy. Or else. And send. Our second story, a plus-size model has called out Logan Paul for using her as a human bicycle in one of his music videos. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Guys, April Fool's isn't until Sunday. You can't do it early. Oh no, this is a real story. This is a real thing that happened. Oh no, this is a real story. Because of course it is, because it's Logan Paul. Elijah Johnson took part in Logan's No Handlebars music video, and in one section in that video, he rides a bike made out of models, with one girl at the front, and then Eliza, noticeably the only plus-size model on the shoot, acting as his seat. And she says that he sat on her for a very long period of time until she was utterly exhausted. Eliza seems to imply that she was not told ahead of time that this would be part of the shoot. She says that it's rare that you're on set and they just throw something at you like that. She now says that she feels ashamed that she was a part of it, and she says that she feels, quote, kind of abused. She made these comments in an interview with Psychology Today, which is now apparently doing Logan Paul content because, I don't know, gotta get that paper, I guess. Hey, fair play, Psychology Today. Get on that grind. Gotta get some of that YouTube money, baby. And reading over the interview, it's not especially clear what Eliza is trying to say. She clearly isn't happy that it happened. She doesn't lay a lot of the blame on Logan. She says that he didn't seem to have a lot of control over the music video, which is interesting because it makes you wonder who does. But overall, it seems like she may have been pressured into something demeaning and uncomfortable that she didn't want to do. We posted the story on the site, WeTheUnicorns.com, and asked you guys what you thought, and it was quite an interesting discussion because a lot of people were saying, well, on the one hand, this seems, you know, quite a demeaning thing to do. On the other hand, people were saying, well, she did do it voluntarily, she was paid, you know, it wasn't a trick per se. It's a very interesting, slightly vague issue, and I would love to hear what you guys think of it. So sound off in the comments below. Do you think Logan was out of line? Do you think she's right to call him out? Do you think she's out of line? Let us know what you think, because this is a bit of a thinker, this one. Our third story, Zoe Sugg, also known as Zoella, also known as Zoella Sugg, also known as Ice Cold Killer, also known as Pequeño Asesino, also known as the Human Knife, also known as the most dangerous woman in Paraguay, also known as Alfie Days, also known as Dice McKenzie, also known as Professor Dynamite, has turned 28 this year, and to celebrate, she's doing something very cool and very charitable. Woman has a lot of nicknames. Zoe knew that tons of people would be flocking to her social media accounts to wish her a happy birthday, so she thought, well, they've got everyone's eyes on me, I'll point their eyes at something important, and that something important is a Just Giving page she set up to raise money for the excellent mental health charity Mind. In a tweet on the subject, she said, "Thank you so much for the birthday messages. If you'd like to help me celebrate, I'd love for you to donate to Mind charity through my Just Giving page. Big or small, it all makes a difference." I think this is a really fantastic use of a platform. She knew people would be looking to her today, so she directed them to something, you know, really productive that can really do some excellent work. You know, it's great to see YouTubers using their elevated status in this way. We saw something similar actually on Phil Lester's birthday this year when the fandom raised a whole bunch of money for charity in celebration of his birthday. It's just really great to see the online community sort of rallying together and really using their powers for good, you know, as opposed to the usual evil of fandoms. Nothing wrong with being a fan of something, by the way. Nothing wrong with a fandom. It's just that fandoms are the most evil thing on the planet. And if you're in a fandom, you will surely only agree with me. Mind is a UK mental health charity. They do fantastic work. They raise awareness for mental health issues. They help people who are struggling with their mental health. They've got a really good website with loads of tips and advice if you require it. You couldn't have picked a better cause. So happy birthday, Zoe, and really well done on making this decision. You knocked it out of the park. Oh God, I've never been so sincere for such a long amount of time. My sarcastic heart is growing 3 sizes. Well, those are our 3 stories, and you know what that means. It's time for Dan How Watch, Easter edition. Yeah! Welcome to Dan How Watch. Oh, hold on, one sec. That's John Mayer's guitar, so don't lose that. Welcome to Dan How Watch. I'm Benedict Townsend. What's Dan been up to this week? Well, Dan is getting ready to celebrate Easter in the only way he knows how, going around people's gardens and stealing their Easter eggs. Yes, Dan is a bad guy, a real bad guy, and he hates Easter and he loves stealing. And what's that? I'm gonna check my emails. Okay, sorry, one second. You'd think the email would come through on the computer, but it's come through to my phone. Oh, we're being sued by Dan. Was it because of those comments I just made there about him being a big thief? Or was it just... Oh, it's just everything. Just everything we've ever said on this show. Fair. Amazing episode of Dan How Watch, really good. It had highs, it had lows. I laughed, I cried, I learned something about myself. Really just maybe the best episode we've ever done, 2 out of 10. Well, the sound of Dan rushing off to sue me reminds me that it's time for our question of the week. Last week I asked you a question of the week, as I do every week, and a whole bunch of you answered the question, and thank you for doing that. I appreciate you doing that, but only one person got the correct answer, and to tell us who that person is, a little bit of a special guest this week. It's actually Benedict Townsend from YouTuber News. Thanks, Ben. Love the show. The correct answer to last week's question came from someone called Dusky Moonlight Fan, with a PH, but of course, who said the correct answer was mitochondria. And that is the correct answer. Mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, and the correct answer. So congratulations to Dusky Moonlight Fan. You win last week's prize, which was of course a cursed amulet that only brings you bad luck the longer you own it, so sorry about that. And now for this week's question, which is as follows. In 1886, an invading army surrounded Prague. What was the name of my first pet? See if you can guess. Go on. I dare you. So in conclusion, putting all your money into Bitcoin is not only safe, you'd actually be an idiot not to do it. And that concludes my web seminar. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Benedict Townsend. This has been YouTuber News, which airs every Friday on the We the Unicorns YouTube channel, Facebook page, Twitter page, all the pages. Don't forget the best way to get YouTuber News is to hit subscribe, and you'll get brand new episodes delivered to you the second they come out. And also, if you could do me a small favor, just a little favor, if you've enjoyed today's episode, or if you enjoyed the series in general, please could you hit like? It really helps us out with the old algorithms behind the scenes with YouTube. You know what YouTube's like with its algorithms. So if you could hit like, I'd be mucho apreciado, as they say down in France. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll see you next week. And oh, by the way, I didn't want to mention this, but I had a little word with the guys at the old calendar company and convinced them to make this a long weekend. So surprise, enjoy your 4-day weekend. That was me, I did it. So when you enjoy your 4-day weekend, just think, thank you, Benedict. Maybe I'll send him cash. I'll see you next week.